San Francisco Bay, a freezing, treacherous vortex of swirling currents and shark-infested waters. But in the center of this beauty lies a calculated psychological weapon, a jagged 22-acre rock designed by the United States government to do one thing: break the unbreakable, Alcatraz. It is 1933. America is fighting an invisible war. The Great Depression has given rise to a new breed of hyper-violent supercriminals. Men like Al Capone and Machine Gun Kelly are treating traditional prisons like country clubs, bribing guards, running syndicates from their cells, and mocking the federal government. The Department of Justice is losing control of the streets. In a desperate classified counter-strategy, Attorney General Homer Cummings makes a silent executive decision. America doesn't just need a bigger prison, it needs an absolute symbol of federal dominance, a psychological black hole from which no headlines, no luxury, and no humans can escape. To build the ultimate psychological cage, the government turns to a master of institutional control, Warden James A. Johnston. Johnston doesn't believe in rehabilitation. He believes in systemic elimination of the human will. Johnston's strategy is terrifyingly simple: total sensory deprivation. Unlike normal prisons, Alcatraz was engineered with a deadly geometric trap. The cells are suspended in the center of the room, completely detached from the outer walls. A prisoner can look out his bars, but he will never see the outside world. He will only ever see more concrete. Under Johnston's regime, inmates are stripped of their humanity. By law, they are granted only 4 things: clothing, food, shelter, and medical attention. Everything else, a book, a pencil, a letter from a mother, a glance out a window, is a privilege that must be bought with absolute soul-crushing obedience. But Johnston's psychological warfare goes deeper. On clear nights, the wind carries the sounds of freedom across the water. Inmates can hear women laughing, music playing from parties on the San Francisco shoreline, and cars driving by. The government purposefully built the prison within eyesight of America's most beautiful city,
a place made
ensuring that
entirely
every
of
second
pure
of every
gold,
day the
diamonds,
inmates are
and 6
tortured by
tons
the
of amber.
proximity of the life they
Today,
lost.
it's worth over
But you cannot cage
$500 million.
predators without expecting them to claw
But
back.
the biggest twist:
Inside
this
the cell
entire
house,
room
a silent,
vanished
covert
overnight.
chess match develops
We are
between
talking
the
about
inmates
Russia's
and the guards.
legendary Amber Room,
The turning
once
point
called
occurs
the
in
8th
May
wonder of the world.
1946.
During
A
World War
brilliant,
II, when
calculated
Hitler's
bank robber
Nazi
named
army
Bernard
reached
Coy
Russia,
spots a
they
fatal flaw in
dismantled
the
the
prison's
entire
security
room,
routine.
packed it into massive
Coy
crates,
notices that the
and
West
shipped it to
Gallery
Germany,
guard who overlooks
where
the
they
gun
even
gallery
put it on display
leaves
in a
his
museum.
post at specific times to
But in
inspect other blocks.
1945,
It
just
is a
as the Nazi
microscopic
army was
window
about
of
to lose the
vulnerability.
war, the room
For
suddenly
months,
vanished
Coy starves
without a
himself,
trace.
dropping his body
Some
weight
say
until
it
he is
burned to
emaciated.
ashes during the bombings,
On May 2nd,
while
the
others
trap
believe
is
it was
sprung.
hidden away in
Coy
a secret
slips out of his
underground
kitchen
bunker.
detail, climbs the bars of the gun gallery, and uses a crude homemade bar spreader. Because of his starved body, he squeezes between the narrow bars into the weapon cache. He takes a Springfield rifle, he takes a pistol, he takes the keys. It's the Battle of Alcatraz. 6 inmates take over the main cell block, holding
A place
9
made
guards
entirely
hostage.
of pure gold,
But their brilliant
diamonds, and
strategy
6
hits
tons
a
of
fatal
amber.
roadblock.
Today, it's
The
worth
key
over
to the outer yard
$500
dock is
million.
missing from the ring. They
But
are
the biggest
trapped inside
twist:
their own escape.
this entire room
When the
vanished
inmates
overnight.
realize they cannot leave,
We are talking
the
about
escape
Russia's
plan morphs
legendary
into a
Amber
desperate,
Room,
bloody
once
siege.
called the 8th wonder of
The
the
federal
world.
government, terrified
During
of
World
losing
War
the
II,
island to
when
criminals
Hitler's
on
Nazi
live
army
radio,
reached
makes an
Russia, they
unprecedented
dismantled the
geopolitical
entire
move.
room, packed
They
it
call
into
in the
massive
United
crates,
States Marines.
and shipped it to
Marines
Germany,
blockade the
where
island,
they even put it on
drilling
display in a
holes into the
museum.
roof of the prison and
But
dropping
in
fragmentation
1945,
grenades directly
just as
into
the
cell
Nazi
blocks.
army was about to lose the
For
war,
3 days, the
the
island
room
is an
suddenly
absolute
vanished
war zone.
without a trace.
When the smoke
Some
clears,
say it
Coy and
burned
his
to ashes
co-conspirators
during
are
the
dead in
bombings,
the utility
while
corridors.
others believe it was hidden away
The government
in a secret
regains
underground
control,
bunker.
but the myth of Alcatraz's total psychological dominance is shattered. 16 years later, the ultimate challenge to the rock begins. June 1962. 3 men, Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers, discover the dark truth about the physical fortress itself. The salt air and moisture from the bay are slowly rotting the concrete walls. Using stolen metal spoons tipped with water from a broken vacuum cleaner, they spend 2 years covertly drilling through the damp concrete surrounding their ventilation grills. But their strategy requires absolute tactical deception. If a guard shines a flashlight into their cells at night during head counts, the empty beds will give them away. To solve this, the men create the most famous decoys in criminal history. Using a mixture of soap, concrete dust, toilet paper, and real hair from the prison barbershop, they fashion highly realistic dummy heads. On the night of June 11th, 19...